Hey y'all. Hey, it's Rose with Grace by Faith Network. Happy New Year. It's just happy new day, right? Since my new year has started, I have just been having to reset this thing each and every day and just thank God for his grace and ask for new mercies each day. So don't be discouraged if your new year is, not bouncing and bubbling like you thought it would be. Each day it's a new day, a new beginning with God. So I really been kind of led to Exodus this year, and man, just some really good stuff that I've been reading, and good stuff should be shared, right? So allow me to share some good stuff with you all. You have to excuse me, I'm a little self-conscious about my face. I'm breaking out. I don't know what it means. I'm trying to drink more water. But God is in control, and he made me fearfully and wonderfully made. I was created in his image. And so I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with God. I'm not gonna go with Mac. I'm gonna go with God. So just just know that even when you read the word, sometimes you still need encouragement. And so I've been having to find things in the Bible to remind myself that I'm beautiful. And so I encourage you to know that you are beautiful. God made one of you. And not only did he just make you, he died for you. So you're beautiful and you're valuable. So anyway, back to Exodus. I wanted to talk about who do you think you are? I've been asked that so many times. I remember I was in a spelling bee in school, and I had got out in the first round. I couldn't spell gorilla. And I was talking smack when we got back to the classroom, and my teacher asked me, who do you think you are? You couldn't even get past the first round in the spelling bee. And I've just been asked that a lot of times in different settings. Who do you think you are? And I was reading over in Exodus where God had just revealed himself to Moses, and he was telling him that he was going to be the one to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt. That it was going to be through God that Moses would do this thing that the Israelites had been praying for, asking God for. And by the time they are finally, Pharaoh's finally get out of Egypt. It had been 430 years that they were oppressed and in captivity. And so, that captivity sometimes gets ingrained into our mentality. And it's that slave mentality. Who do you think you are? You're nothing but a slave. Israelites, y'all may be growing in numbers, but you're still a slave. You're nothing but a slave. And so sometimes we find ourselves questioning who we are. And in Moses, I want to read this. I'm looking at my Bible. I have it right here. So I don't know the scriptures by heart like that. But just keep reading and you'll remember them by heart too. So in Exodus 3, verse 11, Moses replies to God after he told him all these things that he was going to do in God's name. He said, but Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? Who am I? God just talked to you through a burning bush, Moses. Who am I? And yet he asked this question, who am I? Who am I? And it got me to wondering, who do we think we are? God has done some really miraculous things in our lives. He's freed us from captivity, maybe not in shackles, but the captivity of our minds, of our spirits, of our finances, of our depression. He's gotten you some degrees that you didn't think you were smart enough to earn, some jobs, and sat at some tables that you weren't invited to. He's blessed your womb when people told you that you would never have children. And then when he gives you a task to do, we sometimes question, who am I? Who am I, God? Who am I? And I like the way God responded to Moses. And I encourage you to look at this response and study it and see what you get from it. Verse 12 says, and God said, I will be with you. He didn't even answer Moses' question. He didn't tell Moses who he was. He told Moses who he, capital He, is. Moses said, who am I? Who is Moses? And God said, no, Moses, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to tell you who I am. So what I took from that, and what I hope you guys take from that, is God is not concerned with who you are. Moses was a murderer. He murdered a man. And he had been running for 40 years and was on the backside of a mountain, tending to his father-in-law's sheep. That didn't matter to God. His social status didn't matter to God. What mattered to God was that he reminded Moses of who God is. I will be with you. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care what deficiencies you may think you have. I don't care about any of that. And God does not care. He's telling you, I will be with you. You want to start that school? I'm with you. You fighting a custody battle? Don't worry about that. God authorities and you don't. I am with you. This will be a sign. I'm giving you a sign. Let alone the burning bush signs. I'm giving you another sign that I am with you. Let's try to focus our attention on not who we are, but who God is. And God is saying, I will be with you. I'm going to draw you out of this thing. And that's why I believe that 2018 is a year of new beginnings. You may have been deep in some mess, but God is saying, I'm going to draw you out of that the same way I drew my children of Israel out of Egypt. I'm drawing you out of that. I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to prove to you how mighty and strong I am. I'm not worried about who you are. I'm not worried about where you come from. I'm not worried about what you have or don't have. I am God, and I will be with you. God bless you. God love you.